Hi there. So get yourself comfortable in your seat, whether you're a passenger and someone else is driving, or whether you're the driver and you've pulled over somewhere safe. We're going to start by resting our hands somewhere comfy, letting the eyes close for a moment, and just finding that breath coming in and out of the nose, if that's comfortable for you. With each breath in, just simply noticing that we're breathing in. With each breath out, noticing that we're breathing out. And you're welcome to do this with the eyes closed or gently resting down in front of you. And with your eyes either open or closed, bringing the fingertips up over the head. We're just going to start with some small movements across the scalp. Putting as much pressure as you feel comfortable with. Moving in a way that feels nourishing and relaxing for you. You might like to stay in one spot and do small circles. You might like to make bigger movements across the head. And then we gradually work our way down around the face. And so we use the fingertips in the face, seeing if we can notice any parts of our face that feel really tight, that feel like they need a little bit of a massage. And for me, that's across the cheekbones, between the nose and the temples. For you, it might be somewhere different altogether. And again, you can stay in one spot making really small movements, or you can make larger movements, whatever way feels beneficial for you. You may even like to work out around the ears or down the sides of the jaw, sides of the neck. Just feeling that effect of your fingers gently massaging those points of tightness and tension. And then we're going to bring the hands down, letting them rest comfortably again. Starting with some neck movements here. So we draw the chin down and just making some movement side to side. So we take the chin over towards one shoulder and we gently move it down and over to the other side. Seeing if you can tune into the breath as you do this. Moving gently with the breath. Taking a couple more to each side. Only to the depth or to the degree that feels comfortable and pleasant for you. We bring the chin back to the center, lifting up the head. We'll bring some movement into the shoulders now. So starting with some rolls, bring the shoulders forwards, up, back and down. And trying to smooth out those four movements. So we turn that square with the shoulders into a bit more of a circle. And if it's comfortable for you, with a breath in, we're going to draw the shoulders up to the ears. And letting go of the sighs, the shoulders drop. You can repeat that a couple of times if you like. Feeling that squeeze as we breathe in. And the release as we let go. Maybe bringing a couple more rolls back in. Then I invite you to bring your hands forwards. You can rest your forearms on the steering wheel, you can hold onto the dash or just bring them out in space in front of you. You might like to interlace the fingers and push the hands forwards in that way. And then sort of rounding through the upper back. So we tuck the chin in only as far as it feels comfortable for the neck. As we push the hands forward, sort of arching away through the upper back, creating that doming shape, feeling that stretch wherever it is for you as you breathe in and out. And gently releasing, coming back upright. We'll come in the other direction now. So if you're in the front seat like me, you might like to take your arms either side of your seat and either push them straight back away, perhaps even hug around the back of the chair. If you're in the back seat or it's more comfortable, you can always tuck your hands down behind you. You might need to shuffle your bottom forwards a bit and bring the elbows close together, or as close together as feels good for you. And then we're going to draw the heart forwards. So imagine that place in your heart, that chest here shining forwards, drawing towards the steering wheel. And again, we come back to that breath here, feeling that openness across the chest. Just taking one more full breath here. And then we gently release the arms. And slide that bottom back if you took it forwards. We'll find a side bend here. So bringing your hand or your forearm down onto something on the left-hand side. And then we're going to bring the right arm up and over. Now it's going to feel a little bit cramped depending on how much room you've got in your car. So you might even like to press the arm or the hand up into the roof of the car over. We're aiming for a side bend here. So we're taking a sort of a bit of a bend over towards the left-hand side. Even though it may feel cramped or a little bit unusual, see if you can find some space here. So as you breathe in and out, where in your body can you feel that space? Where can you feel a stretch? For me, it's in those right side ribs. For you, it might be somewhere different. Again, we'll take one breath here. Gently lowering down, bringing that arm back down, coming over to the other side. So again, we find somewhere for the hand or the forearm to rest. And then we come up and over with the opposite arm. And again, no matter if it feels cramped, finding a place for that arm, you might like to push up into the roof of the car. And finding the best place for that gaze, whether it's down, straight ahead, or up under the arm. Once you've found that shape that feels right for you, see if we can find a space there. The air coming and going. Noticing where you feel sensations in your body. One more breath here. And then releasing, coming back upright. We'll take a gentle twist here. I'm going to take one hand across the steering wheel. You might like to take it across to the outside of your thigh or your knee. And the other hand's going to come behind. So again, it can slide down behind us on our chair, or it can move away behind. And again, you might like to hold on to something to help you get a little bit of rotation. And feeling that sensation of twist, noticing where in your spine, in your sides, in your front, you feel that twist. We'll take one more breath on this side. And then we're going to release and come across the other way. So the other arm coming across the steering wheel, across the thigh. And the other arm tucking around behind the chair or behind our back. And often when we're sitting in a car, the car itself is not symmetrical. So what worked on one side might need to be adjusted to work on the other side. And 2 more breaths. And gently releasing, unwinding, coming back around. You may like to take some rolls through the shoulders. And then I invite you to bring some rolls through the ankles. So you might like to do both feet together, or you might like to pick up one side and then the other. I'm going to go one side at a time. So even though you can't see it, I'm going to lift up my right foot. I'm going to take some rotations through the foot, just drawing circles with the toes. I'm going to move those circles in the other direction now. Still checking in again that breath is coming and going. Then we'll change legs, so putting that foot down, picking up the other leg, finding that first direction with the rotations. And then changing it over to the other side. Then we're going to switch back to that first foot and resting the heel on the floor of the car, just drawing the toes back as close to your leg as you can. So pulling the foot back, you might feel a stretch down the back of the calf, the back of the ankle, underneath the foot. And then we're going to point our toe away, so pushing, like we're trying to push the foot flat. It can be helpful to lift up the whole foot for this one. So just taking a couple of times at a pace that feels right for you, pulling the toes back, and then pushing the toes away. We'll do one more each direction. And then let's swap it over to the other side, either resting the foot or picking up the whole foot, drawing those toes back towards the knee. Noticing where that stretch is on this side, and then pushing the toes away. Rolling back tight, and pushing away. One more time. Then we're just going to take some stretches through the wrists. Often, especially if we're driving and holding on, we can get quite a lot of tension through the wrists and the hands. So you have a couple of options here. The first direction that we're going to go is we're going to pull the hands back this way. So you can either do it this way, or you might even be able to use the steering wheel. So placing the fingers on the steering wheel and pushing the heel of the hand through that gap of the steering wheel. So I'll do it this way so you can clearly see. So we're just going to push the bottom of the hand forward, pulling the fingers back. Don't worry how far back these fingers come. That'll depend on the amount of movement in your wrist, but the stretch is the same either way. Taking one more breath on this side. And then swapping it over to the other hand. So again, the fingers go up, gentle pressure back on the fingers, either with the hand or with the steering wheel. Noticing where you can feel that comfortable amount of stretch. We're going to go the other way, so the fingers point down. We take the hand or the steering wheel over the bottom of the fingers and gently press forwards that way. Often this is a lot more sensitive, so taking it really carefully, finding that place where you feel a nice stretch. We're not feeling any pain. And the other side now, fingers down, pushing the hand forwards, feeling that stretch. Gently releasing. We'll just take a few rounds of clenching and opening the hands. Perhaps some rolls through the wrists, finding whatever movement with the hands and the fingers feel good for you. And then one last thing, we're going to bring our hands together and rub our hands. See if we can build up a little heat here. If you can feel that sensation of warmth through the hands. And then if it's comfortable, we close the eyes and we bring the heels of the hands into the eye sockets, just finding a really gentle pressure against the eyes. We can let the fingers relax over the forehead. Noticing how that feels for your eyes, that additional layer of darkness as we cover the eyes with the hands. That little bit of warmth, that little bit of gentle pressure. Making sure that feels comfortable for you, and if it doesn't, adjusting in any way you need to. You can bring that pressure all the way off the eyes and cover the eyes with the palms so your eye has more space. And whatever is working for you, we'll sit with for just a couple more breaths. Perhaps noticing your eyes softening just a little. Often if we're driving, our focus is quite intense, as it should be. So making the most of this time to bring a little more softness, allowing the eyes to rest. Taking one more breath here. And then we'll bring the hands down somewhere comfortable into your lap. Once again, each time we breathe in, noticing that we're breathing in. Each time we breathe out, noticing that we're breathing out. And then as you're ready, you can really open your eyes. Whether you have another leg of driving ahead of you or you've arrived at your destination, when you move into the next part of your day with a little more softness, a little more space, a little more peace in your body and your mind. Thanks so much for joining me. I'll see you again soon.